Hello people, welcome back to Go Sleep MMA. In this one, finally, UFC 300 is just over a week away, and we are going to be predicting the main event, Alex Pereira versus Jamal Sweet Dreams Hill. Now, as you see on the top of the screen, someone is going to sleep. It could be either of them, but I'm going to try to talk out who I think is going to get KO'd and why I think they're going to get KO'd. But first things first, let's start off with the challenger, Jamal Sweet Dreams Hill, 12-1, lost to, who did he lose to? Paul Craig, got his arm broke. But what's good about Jamahal Hill? He has great cardio, a great chin. We've seen him take lots of shots. We've seen him take shots against Glover, take shots against Thiago Santos. He has a great chin and his pressure is absolutely fantastic. Very explosive combinations. He likes to punch moving forward a lot. He'll get you up against the cage. Flurries of combinations. But we'll see how explosive and how dynamic he is post Achilles injury, But he's going to have the grappling advantage in this one. He went 5 rounds with Glover at a really high pace, and he didn't get subbed. And we know Glover is an absolute elite submission guy. Well, very good at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And he didn't get subbed, and he dominated that fight. He's great at either stance. He can fight orthodox. He can fight southpaw. And he is extremely confident going into this one. We see him posting all over social media, making fun of the leg kicks or whatever of Poatan. Doing the Ilia Taporia, putting the, he put 13-1 UFC light heavyweight champion in his Instagram bio. Extremely, extremely confident for someone 9 months post a Achilles rupture. But we're going to see how that plays out for him. He definitely does have the advantage in terms of speed and explosiveness and a bit on the ground, but he does claim, of course, if you've seen the videos and if you've seen my video way back in the day about Jamahal Hill, he does claim that he's not going to grapple. He wants to win where Poatan is this next level guy on the feet, which he is. But he's confident, and we'll see how that goes for him. Now let's talk about the champion, Alex Pereira, 9-2 in MMA, coming off a good win against Yuri. It was an early stoppage, whether you want to admit it or not. The way that Yuri popped up after that, definitely an early stoppage, especially knowing the warrior that Yuri is. But I do understand it, and it's not the worst stoppage I've ever seen. But Poatan is definitely by a good margin the best technical striker in the division, arguably the UFC. There's a few people you could throw in that argument. He's definitely in that, 1 through 3, 1 through 5 range. There's absolutely no doubt about it. He has incredible power, this touch of death power in both hands, especially that left hook. Everyone knows about Poatan's famous left hook. And he does have some of the best low kicks, the least telegraphed, hard whipping low kicks in the entire UFC. Probably the best low kicks in the entire UFC. Now, he's definitely a little bit chinny. We've seen him, he could be a little bit chinny, potentially. We've seen him get sent to the shadow realm by Izzy, and Izzy is not really known, at least nowadays, later in his career, not known to be that, touch of death, knockout, power kind of guy. We've seen him get knockouts earlier in his career. But he got through a fight with Jan Blachowicz, who does hit like a truck, never got knocked out. Went through a fight with Yuri Prochazka, won both of those matchups, finished the second one. So his chin is definitely not as suspect now that he's not cutting 40 or 50 pounds to make 185, but definitely has the more suspect chin in this matchup. There's no doubt. Jamahal Hill can take an absolute beating and stay standing, but we'll see how it has to go. We'll see if Jamal can catch him. But what can Jamahal Hill, to win this matchup? His pressure and volume could cause a lot of problems for Alex. If Hill is able to connect multiple combinations, going high-low, changing levels, just getting the body and the head, I think it'll be a big problem for Alex. Alex doesn't have the best defense, the best head movement. He can, if he fights out of both stances, keep the legs switching up, keep the left hook out of range, keep the leg kicks at bay a little bit, check the leg kicks the best you can, even though the telegraph isn't really there, so it'll be really, really hard to check them. But if the injury hasn't affected his power and his movement, it could be a long night for Alex. Just getting pressured forward, good in the tie clinch, lots of knees, and just be really, really explosive and fast like we know Jamahal Hill to be. And I think if that's the case, he'll have a lot of success moving forward. Like I said in the last slide, despite he said he wouldn't, if he does choose to mix in the grappling, he could bank rounds on control time and maybe get some good ground and pound, maybe finish him with ground and pound. But he claims he's doing this all on the feet, and I'm just going to take his word at face value. Sorry, guys, I got the hiccups. Even though, if I recall, I do think Jan Blachowicz said that I want to test my kickboxing with him. I'm going to stand with him. And if you watch that fight, I actually rewatched it recently. He shot a takedown like 8 seconds into the fight. You know? So, Poatan, I'm not trying to put him up on this. I really don't even like the Poatan Glazers, so I'm not going to put him up on this crazy pedestal. But he really is making people rethink their decisions to strike with him. Because he's that technical. He sets his shots up really well, and he's that powerful. So with all that being said, let's move on to the champion. What can Alex do to retain his title? If Alex can set up the shots and land a hard check hook while Jamahal Hill is rushing in with a combination, think of that Yuri KO. Yuri was rushing him, thought he had him hurt, left himself open for that hook, connected on a short hook on the inside and dropped them, finished him off with the elbows. Now, okay, I know the guy who doesn't like my spelling mistakes might call this out, but I said invest in the low kicks. Try to damage Hill's bad leg. I think it's his left leg, so it'll be his lead leg when he's in orthodox. Yeah, try to really hurt that leg. Try to stop that forward pressure. Try to really, really inhibit his movement, and keep Hill on the outside, outpointing him. Leg kicks, jabs, hooks, body kicks, high kicks. And just try to keep him at kickboxing range, where we know Alex Pereira is absolutely lethal. And both guys could invest in the low kicks in terms of, set up the low kick, kick low, kick low, kick low, go in the clinch, and then throw a high kick while you're retreating from the clinch. It could be absolutely devastating if they could catch him. If one of these guys could catch either of them with their hands low, not many people are taking a 205 or roundhouse kick to the face and not going to sleep. But with all that being said, the final slide of the presentation, let's move on to my official prediction, what I think is going to go down between Alex Pereira and Jamahal Hill. I think Hill will look good early, pushing a good pace in the first round or two. Whether the injury has anything to do with it or not, I think Alex is going to land a lot of low kicks, really inhibit the movement, the speed of Jamahal Hill. And I think Jamahal Hill is just going to lose a lot of that tenacity when he doesn't have the ability to rush in and get inside and, land those really clean body to head boxing combinations that he has a lot of success with. And I don't think Alex Pereira has the chin of like a Johnny Walker, where we're going to see him like comic book knocked out up against the fence, fucking slumped, looking like he's about to jump on a pogo stick or something. But I also see Alex catching Hill, rushing in. I said it earlier, and I think a lot of people are probably thinking the exact same thing, because Hill does leave himself open to a check hook. So I think Hill will be running in, not running, but he'll come in quickly, try to get on the inside with a good combination. But I think Alex has enough power that he'll line up the left hook, the check left hook coming backwards, and he's going to put down Jamahal Hill, finish him off with ground and pound in the third round, and net himself his first title defense in the UFC and his first title defense at 205 against Jamahal Hill by a third round KO, TKO. I could see a KO, but I think Jamahal Hill has a good enough chin that he's not going to get put straight to sleep. It'll be more of a stunned. Probably imagine if Yuri got hurt but didn't shoot on that double leg. He kind of fell backwards, and then he was like Alex went down into his guard and ground and pounded him out. That's how I think this fight's going to go down. And admittedly, I'm not going to sit here and say that I like Jamahal Hill. I prefer Alex Pereira. I want him to win. Jamahal Hill annoys me. I think he's kind of cringy, kind of salty, but he definitely has a good chance to win this fight. He shouldn't be counted out, and at the end of the day, I think he's being a little bit too confident. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this matchup in the comments. Let me know what I got right, what I got wrong. Subscribe if you love all things MMA. Like the video if you enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching. And as always, go sleep.